Indian Armed Force gets hands-on with one of the best missile systems and buys lots of made-in-India drones to keep an eye on China. Well, UK and the Indian Navy might be planning to go to the South China Sea. The Indian Army has moved a step closer to acquiring the STARStreak air defense system as the British company Thales and India's Bharat Dynamic have signed an agreement on missile defense system. Thales has said in a statement that the agreement makes Bharat Dynamic part of the STARStreak missile system's global supply chain. The state-owned company will be exporting the Indian manufacturing components to the system's existing customers, including the UK Armed Forces. Also, the Indian Army has signed a contract to buy undisclosed quantities of high-altitude drones from Idea Forge for $20 million. The high-altitude variants of Idea Forge's Switch unmanned area vehicles for a drone would be delivered by 1 year. On the new missile system, the STARStreak, which is a high-velocity missile system, provides close air defense against conventional air threats such as fixed-wing fighters and late unmasking helicopter targets. It accelerates to more than Mach 4 after its launch, making it the fastest short-range surface-to-air missiles in the world. The missile system in service with British Army is unique due to its 3 laser-guided dots, which cannot be jammed by any unknown countermeasures. The company says it can defeat any air target as last line of defense. The high-velocity missile is capable of being launched from the lightweight land, sea and air platforms, from either automatic fire control systems or the STARStreak lightweight multiple launcher, the next generation. Also, the Royal Navy's aircraft carrier HMS Queen Elizabeth will be deployed to the Indo-Pacific region in second quarter of this year of 2021. Reports suggest the UK and the Indian navies could also hold their annual joint exercises in summer there. The new acquisition of the high-altitude drones for the Indian Armed Forces, the Idea Forge, have been awarded the contract after it emerged as the only vendor that qualified for the operational requirement in an evaluation done in real-world conditions. The contract has been submitted with Idea Forge's position as India's largest manufacturer of drones for defense. The Switch UAV is an indigenous system built to cater for the most demanding surveillance operation of the Indian forces. This fixed-wing VTOL, or the vertical takeoff and landing UAV, can be deployed at high altitude and harsh environment for a day and night surveillance and intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance missions. The Switch UAV is a culmination of insight and knowledge we have gained over years of experience in helping the Indian forces. The trial saw about a dozen of national and global players compete with each other to meet the operational requirements. Our systems are fully ready to serve nations that seek to protect their territorial sovereignty, said Chief Executive Officer of Idea Forge of India. So what do you think of India buying lots of made-in-India drones to keep an eye on China, while India also buying UK's best missile systems? High-resolution satellite imagery accessed by NDTV of India indicates that in addition to setting up a village more than 2 kilometers within Bhutanese territory on the eastern periphery of the contested Doklam Plateau, China has built a road in the same area that stretches approximately 9 kilometers inside Bhutanese territory. It is believed that this road could ultimately give the Chinese forces an alternative route to Zhompleri Ridge, which the Indian Army had prevented Chinese forces from accessing in 2017 when the two sides faced off or standoff on Doklam Plateau. On that occasion, Chinese construction workers had attempted to access the ridge by extending their existing track near the Indian Army post at Dokla, which lies on the boundary between Sikkim and Dokla. The soldiers of the Indian Army had then physically blocked the Chinese road construction workers on the grounds that access to the Zhompleri Ridge line. which lies further south, was unacceptable since it would allow Chinese forces a clear sight of Chicken's Neck of India, the vulnerable narrow stretch land that links the northeast of India with the rest of the country. Now, 3 years later, Chinese construction workers working on a different axis have built a new road along the banks of Torsa River, which extends southwards from border between China and Bhutan. This lies less than 10 kilometers from the site of 2017 face-off between Indian and the Chinese forces, which lasted more than 2 months and was only resolved when Prime Minister of India Mr. Modi and President Xi Jinping of China met in Wuhan in April of 2018, where they agreed to de-escalate the tensions. Clear evidence of Chinese road and village construction on the eastern periphery of Doklam Plateau emerged, as we said in before video on Monday, when Shen Shihui, a senior producer with CGTN of China's state-sponsored media, showcased several images of villages with several chalets by the side of the river in his tweet. The new images in this report contradicts a statement by the Bhutanese ambassador to New Delhi, Major General Vatsap Namgyal. In a statement to NDTV of India on November 19th, there is no Chinese village inside Bhutan. Asked whether the Bhutan and the China had reached an understanding of realigning the border in the contested area, the ambassador said he does not comment on border matters. He said, however, confirmed that the Bhutan and China were involved in border talks. Bhutan and China have been involved in border disputes for decades, according to Tenzing Lamsang, the editor of the Bhutanese. Contrary to the rhetoric in 2017 that India forced China to withdraw from the Doklam standoff site, the new images seems to indicate that Beijing's determination to make probes into the contested area continues with utter disregard to New Delhi and Thimphu's sentiments. For the Indian Army, any Chinese push southwards is bound to raise red flags. It is past time for India to call China out of its expansionism in Doklam by pointing out how it is encroaching on the territories of one of the world's smallest countries, says Brahma Chalani to NDTV. As Bhutan's de facto security guarantor, India cannot turn a blind eye to China's aggressive activities in Doklam, said Brahma Chalani. So what do you think of the new images supporting that Chinese army has intruded and encroached into Bhutanese, which is giving more tense situations in the India-China border tension in the northwest of India? Will it escalate to a bigger war or sooner or later, or it can be solved through talks?